things that people strive to protect. And the way I protect or preserve mine, I learned through life experiences that you, even if you're there, you can't always protect the things that you love or that you cherish. The best way to do that is to preserve it in your memories, and with enough patience and time, you can actually preserve it into a picture as well. One of the few things that I really love about drawing is that I can get my head cleared this way. Some people use the gym, and I think that that's absolutely amazing. I also go to the gym. Um, I believe that there's no 100% answer to finding solace or relaxation time. Um, so I think that that is not only a great answer, but I do believe that it is one way to release that energy. Um, a lot of people get really worked up because they're kind of upset about how life's going, or they miss that promotion. Sometimes it's not just a promotion. Sometimes it's lot deeper than that. The loss of a loved one. I suggest journaling. I've always loved journaling. Now that being said, I actually don't do a writing journal. I do an art journal, and maybe one day I'll post that as well. However, for the time being, we'll just go ahead and stick with the drawings that we work with. So as you can see, here in these pieces, ultimately, a lot of people really go, oh, I just can't do the stick figure. But the truth is, anybody can do anything with enough patience. And I wholeheartedly believe that drawing is nothing more than something that you can learn. It's a skill. Um, some people, they may naturally have that skill, but I do not believe that that's the case for everyone. I've naturally been drawn to artwork, but I've had to really earn my place, learning how to draw. I really had to focus on what I can possibly do for me, and how I can release my energies. I've never been very good with my words, um, and I mean, I've taken speech classes, and I've tried to make it good and better, and unfortunately, I can only get so good without more practice. So this is a form of me practicing as well. Um, my my goal in life is to try to help as many people as I can with maybe anything in their path. Um, my dad used to really hammer home to the "don't give a man a fish, teach him to fish" style attitude. Um, and second chances are not only something that should be required in life, but are something that really, really should stand tall and proud for. So, okay, so what we've got going on is these are all basic shapes. Most people don't see it, but here, you've got I've got the first squarish piece here, and I've got a triangle attached to the bottom. Obviously, the teeth are triangles. Here is a cylinder, okay, and I've got an oblong sphere here and here, which this one's more of a square, and that's due to its angle. Based off of the idea that I had in my head, this is more of in front. The sphere here is more in front of the dragon, but at a lower pace, or a lower place in the drawing. And it's kind of reared up almost like a dog baring its teeth. Um, Here you can see that we've got an oval, and then here's just another oval, and another, and another. So they're all very basic shapes, and if you wanted, I can definitely put those in there like this. Um, and most people have issues getting to this point because they get impatient. It's not turning out the way they want. Just remember to shape your lines, and make it so that when you're done, and make sure to do it lightly, because with light shaping, you can come back through, with just a standard pink eraser, which is by far my favorite, you see, and you can come back through and remove those lines as you see fit. It does take patience, and patience is definitely a virtue. I believe that anybody can possibly do this, and if you do it with a light touch, you're going to always get at least an outline of what you want to see. So with this being said, what the next step for me here, I feel, this is going to be the back right here, and I believe I like dragons with kind of more of a demonish look wing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a wing, and I really like bat wings. I think they're awesome. So we're just going to add a finger or maybe two. Yeah, I think 2 fingers will do. And as you can see, these are nothing more than overlapping basic shapes. Geometry that matches, no problem. Okay. And then I like the teeth and the design of the teeth. It's more like a snake, so I would like to give it claws that are pretty close to similar. I always imagine on the dragon's feet, so that it can grab its prey or its food, that they're more like talons, like a hawk talon or an eagle talon. So my favorite part to do is to come over here, and you make a triangle like that, and you make another small triangle that comes out, and it kind of curves inward, and you have the basic idea of a talon. So once I get the rough draft finished, as I'll show you here in a few moments, I feel that it is wholly possible for you to continue to expand. So, here I feel that might be a little thin, so I'll just come up with a bigger line. And then to offset it so that it doesn't look like it's too high, I'll come lower, and we can do it like this. And now I imagine a wing, kind of like an arm. It's like having 4 arms. And I really like that feeling or that idea behind it. So I imagine that the wing's gonna have its own armpit as well. And most people say, "Oh, I don't have the imagination for it." Well, at first I actually had a really hard time doing this. Now I just use my friend's imagination and see what they think. I really think that that's a solid way to continue pushing yourself. You take on the stuff that either you might find challenging or daunting, and I feel that would help tremendously. Don't take it all at once, but at a good pace. I feel that it's possible to better yourself in absolutely every way, as long as you continue working towards your goals, which maybe is a home or something like that. But if you take $5 every time you get paid and you put it away and you're patient enough, eventually that $5 will lead up to the purchase of a home. So as you can see, the lines are very, very sporadic, and they're not necessarily kempt. You can see here that I've got some lines off, and that's okay. We're doing it lightly and in pencil. The best way to make it work the way I want it to is to get that idea out of my head, at least, just the basics. I don't need anything too much clearer than that to begin my drawing. That's why it's called a rough sketch. And I really enjoy it. So I think that, with this idea in my head, I wholeheartedly believe that everybody can do this, and I would love to see artwork from other people. I think it's amazing to see others. So this one here is going to be more of like when I'm finished, it'll be more like a comic book style, a little bit darker than the How to Train Your Dragon. I really enjoyed that series. I watch a lot of kids movies. I have 3 boys, and the middle son is the one who takes up to drawing a lot. He loves drawing, and I love the fact that he loves drawing. And my youngest, he takes very much into, "Dad, I like to smash things." So I really enjoy that as well. However, I think with enough patience, as I said, my 6-year-old is capable of drawing amazing things. He recently drew Soul from Soul Eater, one of his favorite all-time animes we watched together. I really take pride in the fact that all of my children are very unique, and they're all very interested in their own things. And I try to do my best to expand my knowledge to make sure that I'm able to help them with whatever endeavor they may see in the future. Um, so I apologize about the, the drawing here. Let me slide you up a little bit. Okay, so as you can see here is the top of the paper. Very, very tippy top. I have all of it taped down. All four corners are taped down. Some people like to do across the top. It is all personal preference. I prefer the four corners because if anything happens, it's just the nib of the corner and I'm able to work with it beyond that. So what we see here is I've got, you know, the wing, and most people go, well, you know, that's intricate, but the truth is it's just a bunch of ovals. I mean, if you think about it, this is the top portion of a heart, offset, and it just kind of runs longer than usual. Most people can draw a heart. We learn these things in grade school, you know, basic shapes. And don't worry, you know, nothing is perfect in life. I think that that's the best and most perfect portion of life, is that nothing's perfect. So my sphere, as you can see, is nowhere near a perfect round, and I don't want it to be. You know, you also want to go based off of perspectives. So we can definitely make the understanding that generally the body of a lizard or a snake is much larger than its head. But because the head's closer to me, or closer to you as you see, I had to make it a little bit larger to give that perspective that, hey, the head's in front. And that's without having any shading, or without any coloring. So what I really like to do is I like to figure out, you know, maybe placements of things. Here we'll put, and as you can see, once you start seeing it this way, so there's a triangle there, there's another triangle, and then all I did was just connect the pieces in the middle, which happen to be just triangles, long, very, very skinny triangles. Here I drew a sphere, or a circle, and then here is an oval, and all I did was just kind of exaggerate the corners just to give it into that piece so that it felt more bony. The pieces I like to really work on generally are the simplest, and once you get this understanding of how simple things can be, I feel that you've got a great handle on the beginning of learning what you're doing. I really like the idea of this being a sphere, and I feel that it should be something extremely shiny. Most dragons are attracted to shiny objects, at least by lore. They're always protecting gold or rubies or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I think that this can be like a marble. I really like a lot of different movies as well. So I love the idea of a universe being inside of something as small as a marble, because to us the comprehension of the universe could be possibly that. And what we're looking for is, you know, a marble being kicked around by a dragon who only understands it's shiny, doesn't really understand what it might be. Dragons aren't stupid according to lore, but they're also that there are many, many different styles of dragon, and so I'm going to imagine mine being more of an animalistic style. May not have a full understanding of what's going on with it, and I think that that's absolutely amazing. All it knows is that it wants to protect it, and it's shiny. So if you want, you can look up, you know, Hubble pictures. I wholeheartedly believe that in order for you to be a good artist, you should really put your hands into almost everything, because you won't be able to draw to your fullest potential without knowing things. So some things you don't need to participate in, but as much knowledge as possible is definitely a great way to go, due to the fact that I know, you know, a lot of children these days really haven't played with too many marbles, I think. It was more of a game when I was younger, so it's a sphere, obviously, and it's made of glass or resin or whatever you want it to be. Mine, I imagine this one here being crystal, and it's spherical. Now in the center I want to have a universe style, or maybe just one galaxy or a cluster, and I really love the colors and the vibrant like aspects that a pitch black universe offers. There's clouds with the different dust particles